Scores, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Sean Shook Amos. This is the Real Hooper Show, where we talk real hoops, where we talk like real hoopers, and we got a lot to talk about. I have my guy E here. What's going on, my guy?
Yo, what's good, bro?
You sound a little tired, bro. We need you to wake up.
What you mean, bro? I'm awake,
Listen,
bro.
the community of real hoopers needs you to wake up, bro.
Bro, I'm awake, bro.
Let's try this again. What's up, my boy?
Yo, what's good,
There
bro?
we go. Yeah. So over the weekend, I've been watching some podcasts, and one of the podcasts that stood out to me the most was Fred VanVleet interviewing Pat Bev. Pat Bev said a lot of great things in this interview, and I think it deserved a reaction. One of the things that stood out to me was the relationship between Dame Lillard and Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is a championship coach. And Dame is a Hall of Fame player. But he alluded to they didn't get along. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah. Right. And I go on record saying Doc Rivers is one of my favorite coaches, but in order to run his system, like, I'm not saying you have to be an elite point guard, but like he's very demanding. Yeah. He's very demanding on what he wants off pick and roll, what he wants spacing wise. And I think a combination of health and like understanding his system, you know what I'm saying? I think that was, I think that was kind of an issue.
Yeah, just from the outside looking in, it just seemed like they never really figured out how to make it click. You know, it was like they was competing almost for like.
Right there. Let's see it right there. One of the things that stood out to me is that Pat Bev said, I think that was their issue. He said that was their issue. Now, here's the thing. I can see where he's coming from. Drew Holiday is a great point guard, but he didn't pose the same threat as Dame Lillard. Doc Rivers won a championship with Rondo. Don't pose the same threat as Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard can get you 27 points a game. He get you 27 points a game. So it's not the Doc Rivers show, it's the Dame Lillard show. And you can bump heads that way. And this is why I have an issue with this whole loyalty thing. Because a player like Dame Lillard, he stays in Portland for 10 years. It don't work out. Now he's shopping. Now he's trying to get to a championship team. He thought it was going to be with the Bucks. Now he's running into a problem with the coach. It's circumstantial. Winning is circumstantial. But you stay in the Portland past your prime years, now you're not as valuable to the market. So what they do, they ship you back to Portland. But I can see the issue. I can understand the issue. But again, though, if you leave early, you in your prime, you can figure this out elsewhere. But this is what happens when you guys want loyalty. But Doc Rivers, like I said, he's a great coach, but maybe they didn't mesh. E, what you think?
Hey, man. Once you got to play like that, bro, you got to figure it out.
They figured it out all right. They waived him. They waived him. But shout out to Dame Lillard, man. I'm looking forward to a comeback season this upcoming season. So the next clip is said from the same interview, right? Now, here's the thing. We always talk about ring culture. We always talk about losing and all this other stuff. Pat Bev talked about losing in the playoffs. Losing in the playoffs is losing in the. Let's take a look at it. He hit some good points on this one.
I think it's been like, okay, is it okay to win championships if you miss the playoffs 3-4 years? Does that make, like, obviously it makes you a winner.
No, that's a great point.
But James has never missed the playoffs.
That's a great point.
But he's never won a championship. So that makes him a loser?
That's a great
What about the guy who's missed the playoffs multiple times?
That's a great point.
That makes him a winner now? Like, we can talk about it. It's a healthy conversation.
I think it's all fun.
Now, here's the thing. Like I said before, winning is circumstantial. Kobe Bryant was averaging 30-something points and it wasn't making the playoffs. Didn't make the playoffs. So, is he a loser? Because he went and won 2 championships a few years later. No, he's not a loser. The problem with ring culture is that we discount everyone. We discount everyone and their contributions to the game. And that's just not fair. A guy like Tracy McGrady averaged 31 points. He averaged 31 points. 6'9" shooting guard. They tried to pair him with Grant Hill and Mike Miller. That unit they just hit the injury bug. So we just say, oh, Tracy McGrady just wasn't good enough? Oh, well, he should have picked up the slack. If Grant Hill can average 23 points, 25 points, whatever the case may be, and Tracy McGrady averaged 31 points, Grant Hill goes down, so you're saying he should average 54 points, 55 points by himself? Oh, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. You could actually have someone come in and fill the slot of Grant Hill and say he averaged 20. Right? It ain't the same 20 points Grant Hill gonna give you. Because Grant Hill was a slasher, he gets to the basket, he can pass, he can do all those things. I'll give you a better example. Think about Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams went down for OKC. You had guys step up. Caruso stepped up. Some games. But not the same thing. Jared McCain stepped up. But if you got to shoot 20 shots to get to the 20 points, it ain't the same thing as a slashing 6'8" guard, getting to the basket, scoring in the open court, getting other guys open, hitting threes. It's not the same. It's not the same 20 points. Winning is circumstantial. That's why I rate players off of raw talent, individual talent. Because you can have the right system, team, and win a championship. Doesn't necessarily mean you're the better player. Just because Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson didn't win a championship doesn't mean the guys who won a championship. Klay Thompson won a championship. Doesn't mean he's better than Tracy McGrady. He doesn't mean he's better than Tracy McGrady.
Bro. Klay Thompson's not better than... All right, bro.
He's not better than Tracy McGrady.
All right, bro. I'm going to leave it like that.
He's a better shooter than Tracy McGrady. But a flat-out raw talent, no, I don't think so. So, and this goes to the next one. We're talking about circumstances. Let's take a look at this clip.
Okay, cool. Who's the best six man? Arguably, everybody will say Ginobili, right? But Lou has every category. He has more six mans, more points, more assists, more everything when it comes to six-man categories. He has actually more six mans, but people go pick Ginobili.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Now, here's the thing. This goes back to the raw talent. It goes back to systems. Manu Ginobili was a great player. Manu Ginobili was an awesome player. He was an amazing player. He was one of the key reasons to all the Spurs' success when it came to the 5 rings, right? Or I believe a few of them. I think he was with them the whole time, though. I'm pretty sure he was with them most of the time. But we're talking raw talent, though. We're talking raw talent. When you think of Manu Ginobili, I don't think we recognize Manu Ginobili as Manu Ginobili if he goes to Charlotte, if he goes to the Wizards. I don't think you even know who he is if he goes to the Wizards. Simply because just a different market team. They're very simple. Just a different market team, just didn't work out. I mean, Manu Ginobili didn't have pressure to score. Lou Williams came to the league as a scorer. Manu Ginobili, he comes off the bench. There's seasons he's giving you 16, 17 points. There's also seasons giving you 12 points. Same thing with Lou. But Lou is not in the system. That means he got to break his player down. That means he got to figure his shot out. And there's times he's coming off the bench averaging 20 points. That's tough to do. A 20-point scorer sitting on the bench, that's tough. And not to mention he came out of high school. That shows you how raw Lou was. Shows you how raw Lou was. If Manu Ginobili didn't have a good game, it was no heat on Manu Ginobili. Lou had to have good games. That was a key piece to a lot of teams' success. Manu Ginobili played with arguably the best power forward to ever play the game. So I would say Lou is the better six man. He's the better six man because he can plug and play. He was a great sixth man for multiple teams. I don't know if Manu Ginobili would have been a great sixth man for multiple teams. I just don't know. And then when you talk about we have these conversations, about hoops. We got to keep in mind people's role and what people had to go through to be who they are. Manu Ginobili is a great player, like I said, but Luke came from Georgia, out of high school. That's a different journey. And stayed in the league for almost 20 years? Like 18 years, 19 years, something like that. So I'm rocking with Lou on this one. Then this goes to our next comparison. Our next comparison is a heartbreaker. I'm not gonna lie to you, E. It breaks my heart to hear some of the things that's said about this man.
It's funny because it breaks your heart, bro, but it makes me proud, bro.
And here's the thing, man. Winning is circumstantial, bro, and we gotta respect it. Let's get into this clip where they're talking about Allen Iverson and Jalen Brunson. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this clip, and this got to stop. The Allen Iverson slander has to stop.
I just think that all this is healthy debates. Like my last one I had was the Jalen Brunson and Allen Iverson one. Feel me? You're a small guard.
I get sensitive about AI, man.
I know. You're a small guard.
Like time is not being the internet and the new generation. They keep putting AI lower and lower and lower, man. I it's breaking my heart, bro. I can't.
This man just had 40 in the championship game against arguably the best defender to ever play the game.
I can't do it, bro. I can't.
Now here's the thing. That a lot of that is fluff. He 45. He still do the best. Yeah, Wemby is 7'5". They're not even guarding each other, bro. They're not guarding each other. Like, let's cut it out, bro. Like, let's please stop. Let's stop. Pat, let's stop, bro. Like, I'm with you when you're right, but when you're wrong, bro, I'm always against you, bro. Like, I want you to understand this, bro. Allen Iverson then had a chance to play with a number 1 draft pick in Karl Anthony Towns. Allen Iverson didn't have the opportunity to play with his buddies from college. Nah, he didn't have that opportunity. Play with some older guys who couldn't really shoot on it consistently. He had that old defensive player of the year in Dikembe. I give you that. A great coach in Larry Brown. But if you go watch those series, especially against the Lakers, just watch how they just holding the ball waiting for him to get open. That was all game. You talking about, you know what? Allen Iverson did get a chance to play with a number 1 pick. Himself. Himself. Because that's what he was. You talking about Allen Iverson, bro. You talking about Allen Iverson, Pat and Levitt Jordan's playing against Ray Allen in college. Like, I want y'all to understand, we talking about Allen Iverson, rookie of the year, averaging 23 points. After his third year in the league, Allen Iverson averaged 26 points and up from 1997 all the way to 2007, 2008 season, bro. 10 years. There was seasons he's averaging 31 points. MVP of the league. Please stop. Oh, his shooting percentage. Yeah, your shooting percentage wouldn't be high neither if you had to take shots over 2 people. It wouldn't be that high either. If he had the same guys on his team, it might be a little different. But we talking about a dog. We talking about somebody who shaped the culture. Jalen Brunson won a championship. I ain't see a kid come to the paint and jump stop and pivot yet. Allen Iverson had everybody and their grandmom doing that right to left crossover. Please stop. Please stop. But here's the thing before we move on. You know the issue? This is the issue that we have right here, man, with circumstances. I'm going to bring back Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is a top 75 player. He is a player who's playing in this era right now. We done skipped over Damian Lillard to compare Jalen Brunson to Iverson. What about Damian Lillard? Is Jalen Brunson better than Damian Lillard? Is he better than Dame? I don't know. He didn't get it done. He didn't. No. A ring is a team thing. But this is what happens when you want to be loyal to coaches and GMs. I don't know why. I don't know why you guys love that so much. Like outside of the superstar players, you realize the coaches get paid more than the players. But why? Because they coach longer than the players play. The GM obviously get paid more than the players. The owners get paid more than the players. The GMs make more money than the players. Why? Because they're going to be GMs longer than the players going to be players. I don't know why y'all care about the loyalty thing. You act like if Tim Duncan went to another team, you wouldn't like Tim Duncan. It wouldn't have made a difference. I don't know why y'all want to see a Dirk Nowitzki career for everyone. Dirk Nowitzki won one but played 20 years. That's what y'all want to see. That's y'all don't want to see no player control. But see, if Damian Lillard leaves early, we be having a different discussion. Is Damian Lillard better than Jalen Brunson? If Damian Lillard wins one title, where would he be in a top point guard list? That's the difference. It's circumstantial. Y'all need to leave that loyalty thing alone when it comes to business. Integrity is the word you're looking for, not loyalty. Now, another thing, another good clip from this, another good conversation from this interview. You talk about the evolution. They talked about the evolution of players and the evolution of defense. Let's take a look at this clip.
Basketball evolves. The players in basketball evolve. The coaching in basketball evolves. I don't watch coaches give Michael Jordan an ISO. I watch coaches in this history of basketball. I've watched coaches give Michael Jordan an ISO so he can hit game winners.
That's what's not talked about. When you go back and watch the defense, I'm watching the defenses.
Trash.
Yeah, the coverages, the schemes
are god awful. Yeah, no one talks about it. The coaching,
that's what's not talked about.
The coaching back then was in all due respect, right? All due respect. But the defensive schemes where I witnessed players hit game winners
solo.
It would not happen.
There you go. I'm with him on that. See, here's the thing. The game evolves. The players evolve. So you got to do different things. You got to play different ways. When you go look back at the 90s, it was pretty simple. I grew up in the early 2000s. Somebody got a high hand, you know what they do? Boxing one, double them. That's it. We wasn't getting taught rotations, tag man. We wasn't talking none of that stuff. Sideline pins, none of it. Because most teams had one player that they had to worry about. When you was drafted in the NBA back then, it was just like raw talent. Of course, you got your Sprite sponsor guys like Grant Hill or whatever. But we're talking about raw talent. Like, oh, if he can run and jump, 6'9", NBA. He run like a gazelle, NBA. Oh, you 7 foot? You might can guard Shaq, NBA. You 7'5". We know you can guard Shaq, NBA. The players didn't have to know how to stretch the floor, make good decisions, hit a three. You got your 7'4", 7'5" guys shooting threes, and they're dangerous. They're dangerous. So when you look at the schemes, it was simple. Think about Jordan. Think about Jordan when he hit that shot against Brian Russell. How is Jordan by himself for the game winner? No double team? Y'all not gonna get the ball out of his hands? Nothing? Y'all ain't gonna make Ron Harper hit a shot? Luke Longley hit a shot? Fuck it. Make Dennis Rodman hit the shot. Michael Jordan, ISO, Brian Russell, and then he dribbling. Taking his precious time. Push all. Shot. Bucket. Huh? Kevin Durant couldn't get a shot off against PJ Tucker. They were sending doubles left and right. What? Come on, man. Like, yes, man. Like, y'all might not want to admit it, but the evolution of basketball is insane, bro. It's insane. There we go. Now, I watched another interview over the weekend. Club Shay Shay. They had Tristan Thompson. Tristan Thomas. And he was speaking some facts in my personal opinion, and we're gonna get into it. The first one he talks about, the super team. Talk about the super team. Super team, as you call it.
For Bron, because he is the face of the NBA, because he's up there with Jordan at the time, he gets scrutinized more. Right? They give him a harder time. But like guys have been thinking about back in the day with Larry Bird, Bill Walton, Robert Parrish, Kevin McHale.
It's okay. So basically, it seems to me, and they've always seen people talk about super teams. There have always been super teams.
Yeah.
What do you think the Lakers were?
Showtime Lakers with Byron Scott and those guys. James Worthy. Yeah.
The Lakers won the championship and get James Worthy as the number 1 overall pick. That'll never happen in today's game.
Exactly.
Now, here's my thing. Well, I got two takes on this, E. First part is this. Y'all used to like super teams. Y'all used to love, like when you heard a team was getting a good player, it was like, yes, they gonna be nice. If you was young like me, I can't wait till they come out with the game. I can't wait till they come out with Live 99. Now all of a sudden is the issue. And then another thing, it's not a super team, it's a winning formula. You need good players to win. The idea that you guys have for LeBron would have never happened. Oh, he should have developed. Look how Michael Jordan developed Scottie and them. Scottie and Horace Grant were lottery picks. They were lottery picks. 4 years later, after they drafted, win a championship. Kobe Bryant comes to the Lakers, plays with Shaquille O'Neal. 4 years later, win a championship. LeBron James get drafted. The only lottery pick he gets with the Cleveland Cavaliers before he left the first time was a guy named Luke Jackson. Luke Jackson played a combined 79 games his entire career. One or two of these seasons, LeBron James didn't even get a first-round pick. Any other first-round picks was outside of the lottery. He leaves Cleveland. Cleveland in the next summer drafts Kyrie Irving and Tristan Thompson. LeBron comes back 4 years after Kyrie and Tristan is drafted. Guess what? Championship. You need to develop lottery picks to win championships. Sometimes you can also trade big names to win championships. Ray Allen averaged 29 points before going to the Celtics. Kevin Garnett was an MVP of the league in 2004, 4 years prior before, or 3 years prior going to the Celtics. You need talent to win in the most talented league in the world. The biggest thing you should focus on, he was the superstar on the super team. He was never outshined. Never outshined. Ray Allen goes to the Boston Celtics, averaged 19 or 21 points. That wasn't LeBron's story. Wasn't LeBron's story. 4 rings, 4 finals MVPs. Case closed. No super team is a winning formula. 3 guys don't make a team. You need 15 guys. That means 12 other guys have to contribute. We never watched a finals and seen, okay, this is unfair. The Warriors are not as good. They had 4 All-Stars at one point. Don't ruin your basketball experience with mainstream propaganda. Super team. No, called winning formula. Another thing we talked about in this, that Tristan talked about in this, was his GOAT. Who was his GOAT? Now this might come to surprise. This might come to surprise to some of you guys, but let's see what he says.
Who's your GOAT? Because you know what? I think the thing is, I don't think this is ever going to end, Double T.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have this conversation. The Jordan, LeBron. I think your kids are going to have this conversation, and when your kids get old enough to have kids, they're going to have this conversation. Will this conversation ever end?
Listen, as long as you have a Thompson last name, you live in my household, just gonna be one GOAT.
Okay.
That's LeBron James. As long as you come, if you got my DNA, you're gonna say LeBron James.
Okay.
I think it's all about eras, right? I think it's like this, right? When you ask guys that are 45 and up,
Right.
they remember. It's a nostalgic moment, right?
Yes.
It's like why do guys our age love Jordans?
Yes.
When we grew up watching Fresh Prince,
Yeah.
watching the guys in the streets that were making money, they were Jordans.
Yes.
That was like luxury lifestyle. So like for older men, it's like NBC, Michael Jordan.
Yes.
You know, what I think it was like WBN, what was the network they were using? Michael Jordan.
Yes.
For us, when we growing up, it's LeBron James.
Correct.
And then playing with him, and I think what makes LeBron the GOAT, it's his leadership.
Yes.
Like, like Jordan.
Here's the thing. My thing is this. I'm going to get into what makes him the GOAT, but before we get into that, I want to talk about the nostalgia thing. I grew up in the 90s. I can remember that NBC beat. I can remember waiting for the Bulls to come on. I can remember all those things. I can remember the times I'm getting my hair cut and seeing the old heads argue who better, Michael Jordan, Dr. J, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. I can remember all those debates, bro. Now, here's what changed in the 90s. Mass media deals. David Stern had a mass media deals. You start getting brand deals with Wheaties, Gatorade, guys, the basketball players in movies now. They're building their own brand. But nobody's brand was bigger than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the only guard averaging 28 points for the most part in the 90s, up until Allen Iverson. And I think Allen Iverson averaged like 99 or something like that. So when we sitting there and we thinking about Jordan, he didn't have a fan base to compete with. Sure, you had Shaq, but you can't be Shaq. Shaq was 7'1", 7'2". At bare minimum, you could be baby Shaq. Patrick Ewing, you wanted to be Patrick Ewing when you was growing up, E?
Yeah, bro, that was my GOAT, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He capping. He capping. You saw Hakeem Olajuwon. These guys were great players, but nobody was looking to be like them. What was their signature move? We ain't know. Everybody wanted to jump in the air with their tongue out, pause, and dunk the balls, glide in the air like Jordan. Everybody was doing calf raises. Everybody's working on their legs trying to jump. Everybody's working on a fadeaway. He ain't have a fan base to compete with. He started winning when the big dogs left, and that's no disrespect to his legacy because he's number 2 on my list. But he started winning when the big dogs left. So when we sit there and we think about Jordan, yeah, we all was in love with Jordan. You think about the way the shoes came about. It was a sign of rebellion. Y'all gonna find me? Y'all gonna find me for wearing red, for not wearing the colorway y'all want me to wear? I'm gonna wear it anyway. Yeah, fight against the power. Yeah, we like that. Heck yeah, give me 2 of them. Give me 2. Give me 3. Matter of fact, somehow got me. I'm about to shank you now. It was people losing their lives, losing some freedom over these sneakers, man. LeBron James coming to the league. He fighting against other fan bases already. Allen Iverson already had his fan base. Kobe Bryant had his fan base. Shaq and all those guys. These guys already had their fan bases, man. Ray Allen. These guys had their fan bases already. Paul Pierce. You're already fighting against that. Michael Jordan didn't have to worry about that. Then also, you didn't see Michael Jordan failures. Mass media wasn't around. You didn't have social media yet. LeBron James, is mass media around. For the vast majority of his career, you had social media. Yes, that's what happens when you play for a long time. People want to see your failures. People want to see your failures. And another thing he was about to say was about the leadership. We've seen LeBron James play with various teams, and we're like, how is he going to get to the finals with this team? And he gets to the finals. That's leadership. We've seen him go to other teams. 2 years later, they won a championship. That's leadership. And I'm not doubting Michael Jordan's leadership because I heard about the Breakfast Club stories and all that good stuff. I heard about those things. But that was with one group, which is not his fault. But shit, if I have the option or I had the time to experience seeing someone else do it with multiple teams, then why wouldn't I say he is the GOAT? It just makes sense. And before we get to our next clip, make sure y'all support the brand. Make sure y'all support the brand. We got high quality merch. You need ball shorts? You want some ball shorts that don't shrink? You want some ball shorts that's going to last long? You can wear it to play, wear it with a fit. Check out our website, goalsactivewear.com. And I'm going to give you 20% off when you use Real Hoopers at checkout. Code Real Hoopers at checkout. Receive 20% off. Make sure y'all support the brand. Goals Activewear. And another thing I found over the break is the Jalen Brown Twitch. Haven't had a chance to really tap in and see what he's talking about, but this one was an interesting one. And it was interesting because he's talking about the analysts of today. And he's not a fan of it. Let's take a look at this one.
I've worked with people in the media. It's really, you get into a really bad space. You make a lot of money. Suddenly you're absolutely sure. You don't want to listen to your bosses. You don't want to listen to consultants. You don't want to listen to teammates. Jalen's kind of, and by the way, this was, one executive told me, this was always a little bit of Jalen Brown's personality, kind of the smartest guy in the room, and live streaming and throwing it out there. And that's just not a good space. It used to be, nothing good happens after 3 a.m. Nothing good happens when pro athletes live stream. It's just trouble.
And this is where, like he's saying, like the live stream and like you need to have PR. But I think the world craves authenticity right now. Everything is so PR. Everything is so scripted. Everything is so fictional or packaged that I feel like people want to see what's real, what the real emotion is, what's real.
I got it. Jalen, I got you, bro. I got you. I got you, bro. So here's the thing. It's two heads to this to the sword here. It's two sides to the sword, I should say. Let's talk about the organization. The organization paid you $300 million. They want you to shut up. They want you to shut up. That's understandable. Now, by the way, I'm with Jalen Brown on this one. I think players should have freedom of speech. Now, what the guy Colin is trying to do is trying to discourage other athletes from following his footsteps. Because why? Because he wants you to know, he wants to help the owners control. Because here's the thing, they're all in cahoots with each other. It helps the Celtics to allow Stephen A., Colin Cowell, whatever his last name was, to make Jalen Brown the villain. To make him the villain. Make him the villain so we can tune in. So when he fails, we can make it a big deal. Oh, he was streaming that night. He was streaming on Tuesday, had a game on Thursday, and his streaming was at 12 a.m. Normally, athletes need at least 18 hours of sleep before a game, and then he wasn't getting his sleep. Streaming is really, and then he's now the villain. Oh my God, no! But he like, nah, I'm not having that, bro. I'm not having that. And I understand the organization. Like, we pay you $300 million. We don't need you streaming. We ain't think this will come. I can imagine that they're going to actually start putting in guys' contracts, clause, no podcasts, no streaming during the season. I think it went downhill for Jalen after he streamed after a loss in the playoffs. I think it went downhill from there. I also think it started to go downhill when he said, well, this was the best season I ever had. After that, he put a bullseye on his back. They can't blackball him because he's too valuable. But if this was someone else, he'd be blackballed. There's guys who's been blackballed in the past. Mahmoud Abdul Raul, formerly known as Chris Jackson, he was blackballed. Yeah, he was blackballed. He didn't want to stand for the flag, or he didn't want to pledge allegiance to the flag. Craig Hodges, he wore a dashiki at the White House. I mean, that's not funny, but hey, listen, I'm with you. I'm with you. They just don't want to see the freedom of speech. I know Jalen is open about his religious beliefs. Don't worry, going to Philly, we got a lot of Muslims over there, buddy. Don't worry, we got a lot of Muslims, but they don't want to see it. And you got to understand it. You got to understand he's trying to control his narratives. He's trying to keep his power. The idea that he's saying, "Oh, he's the smartest guy in the room." He went to Cal State. He went to Cal Berkeley. That's a very smart school from Georgia. Very a school of intelligence. So he's already been smart. But of course, they got to pay him the bill. So I like it. I like the way he responded. I'm with him. So, we'll see. Our next one. There's been some trades. There's been some trades over the weekend. There's a lot of movement going on. Some movement is lateral movement. Some movement is wasted movement. It's not like the biggest thing. It's not crazy for a lot of guys. The Lakers looking more mid than ever. I said it, bro.
On,
Your
bro.
Lakers looking mid, bro.
Come on, bro. Come on.
I got y'all playing.
Why you throw the Lakers under the bus like that?
I mean, they should be under the bus, bro. After how y'all did my boy Brian?
Yeah.
I got y'all in the play-in, though. I got y'all in the play-in, bro. Playing, I see y'all. Yeah. But one of the trades that I do like is the Ja Morant trade. Ja Morant to the Blazers is a good trade. I like the move. I think Ja Morant needs it. He needs the guidance through. I don't know if Drew Holiday stays. I really don't. I think they're shopping him around, but if he does, it'd be great. He got the mentorship. He got he got a balance. I think on the court, you can create a really good balance between him and Damian Lillard. One night you might need somebody to open the court up and and score in the open court. Another night you're gonna need somebody to hit threes. You got Denny Avdia as well. He's also an all-star. So you have four former and current all-stars all on the same team right now. This is what he was looking for, an opportunity. They had the 7'3" guy. What's the 7'3" guy name again?
Donovan Klinger. You got Scooter over there as well. So you got some ballers. I think this is an opportunity for Ja Morant. This is a really good opportunity for Ja Morant. And the only thing, here's on a player side. Egos, maybe. But again, you're talking professionals. Drew Holiday, Dame Lillard, been in the league. I think professional. They just got to talk. Maybe they got to talk Ja Morant. Maybe they are. Maybe Ja Morant learned his lesson. I'm not going to throw him under the bus, but maybe. The biggest concern that I focus on in this is the coach. He's a first-year coach on a one-year deal. Doesn't say they're trying to build with him. They're giving him an opportunity, giving him a chance. And you have Damian Lillard who's ready to win. You have Ja Morant who's ready to prove he can win. But you got to keep those egos in check, and that's going to be hard for a person on a one-year contract and a first-year coach, or at least head coach anyway. So we're going to see. And the last concern would be injuries. Injuries, I mean, Ja Morant played 79 games in the last 3 seasons. But some of that had to do with the BS off the court. And Dame obviously missed the entire season last year. So concerns for this team is possibly egos. That's the lowest concern. The second concern is the coaches and obviously the injuries. But I'm looking forward to seeing Ja Morant prove everyone wrong. I'm looking forward to see the Blazers finish around 4th or 5th this year. And the last thing we'll talk about is my pick for Rookie of the Year. See my boy Darren Peterson? I told you, bro. I told you. Yo, bro, it's only summer league, bro.
Listen.
You got proof during the actual season, bro.
I know talent, bro. I know talent. So Cameron Carr is playing for the Lakers.
Yeah, my boy Cameron Carr.
I like his game. I like his game. I like his length. I like that he can shoot. I like that he can dribble. But what he's doing in the summer league, he's not going to be doing for the Lakers.
And the reason why I say that is because they just paid somebody $185 million to do what he's doing. It's what you call him Luka Magic. Luka Magic, I do what Luka Magic does. The way Cameron Carr is playing in the summer league, he looking like he looked like he Austin Reeves, and that ain't gonna happen. Now, he will have spurts though. He will have spurts where you like, yo, he should be playing more. Yo, he tough. Best case scenario, I see him averaging 14 points. Worst case scenario, I see him averaging about 8 points. And the worst case scenario is because he just got to get he got to get his wings under him, put it like that, as a rookie. Now, De'Aaron Peterson, on the other hand, what you're seeing out of him in the summer league is how they want to utilize him. They're going to utilize him coming off screens. He's not there to play defense. Cameron Carr is there to play defense. He has long arms. He can rebound, tall kid. He's there to play defense. De'Aaron Peterson is not there to play defense, and he's barely there to pass the basketball. He's there to be a scorer. They're going to put the ball in his hand. They're going to have him run off screens. They're going to let him work. I like his game. I think he's your rookie of the year. My line for him is 21-5-3. 21-5-3. I'm looking forward to a good season. And before we close out, make sure you guys check out Scout Us College. Scout Us College is a recruitment platform for athletes who's getting under-recruited. They have hundreds of schools on that platform. You upload your profile. Upload your videos, and the coaches see you. The coaches see you. They reach out to you. They also have NIL deals if you decide to go with a higher package for their platform. NIL deals, and if you decide to go with a higher platform, or excuse me, a higher package, make sure you Score Society, get yourself a discount. E, we got anything else for him, man?
No, that's it for today, bro.
Everything good for you, bro?
Everything good.
E tired, man. E tired, but I ain't tired, man. Listen, I ain't tired, bro. I'm looking forward to a tremendous summer of hoops. Make sure y'all tap in. Make sure y'all follow us on all platforms. Score Society. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.